They say that gambling is like eating pistachios. If you get a good pistachio, you want another good one. And if you get a bad pistachio, you want a good one even more. That is gambling for you in a nutshell. In truth, much of life is a gamble. I took a gamble when I decided to begin this talk with that joke. But our concern here is going to be limited to gambling where money changes hands. In our world today, gambling opportunities are pervasive. It is estimated that the worldwide gambling industry is worth well over $500 billion. You heard me right. $500 billion. Probably more than the entire gross national product of several countries combined. And this includes casinos, betting at racetracks, lotteries, sports betting pools, and the growing online gambling enterprises. The Talmud and its commentaries have an involved discussion about gambling that serves as the basis for most Jewish literature on this topic. The foundational material is about two kinds of gamblers that are disqualified from serving as witnesses in a Jewish court. The Bible prohibits people considered evil as legitimate witnesses in court proceedings. At question is the parameters of who this includes. The two kinds of gamblers that are disqualified by the Talmud as witnesses are those who play and bet with dice, and those who bet on pigeon racing. Those are the two kinds of gamblers that the Talmud explicitly mentions. People that bet on dice and people that bet on pigeon racing. Clearly, these are models and would include any kind of similar activities. The question is then raised, what exactly is wrong with these kinds of gambling? What makes it evil, so to speak, to the point where someone that is involved with this kind of gambling cannot serve as a witness? And when is it an issue? What are the parameters of this prohibition? So one view in the Talmud has layers of discussion. So the first layer is just this data, that these two kinds of gamblers are disqualified from serving as witnesses. But the Talmud wants to probe this and wants to know what is wrong with these kinds of gamblers. So one view maintains that even if someone only gambles occasionally, or even only once, even if someone only goes to a casino and gambles once, they're disqualified as a witness. Why would that be? Because they have committed a form of theft, what you could call rabbinic theft, and therefore they cannot serve as a witness. And the reason that gambling is a kind of theft is that the person who ends up paying up, the loser, doesn't really do so with a full heart, because they assumed they wouldn't lose. When a person goes to gamble, they're willing to engage in the risk of gambling because they think they're going to win. And therefore, they never expected to pay. And so when they have to pay up, it's not really money that they want to give. And therefore, the one that takes the money, in effect, is involved with a kind of theft. That is one view in the Talmud. Another view disagrees with this, because they say people who gamble realize from the outset that there is a possibility that they might lose sometimes. That's the nature of gambling. It's never a sure thing. So there is nothing like theft taking place. That's not the problem, according to this second view. According to this second view, occasional recreational gambling would not disqualify someone as a witness. According to this second view, the Talmud's disqualification of people who bet on dice or bet on pigeon racing is only if the person is a professional, full-time gambler and doesn't hold down a normal job. And the problem here, the problem with such a person, is that they don't contribute anything positive or meaningful to the betterment of society. Now, the reason that such a person is disqualified as a witness is because since they are not involved in normal worldly activity, they don't really understand business and the importance of accurate testimony. They don't really get it. And the importance of accurate testimony because deception is so much a part of their life as a gambler, there's a good chance that they're going to give false testimony. And in that case, they cannot be trusted as a witness. Now, this Talmudic discussion has involved many elaborations and commentaries over hundreds of years, probing and probing further and further. The bottom line conclusion that is codified in Jewish law is that only professional gamblers are disqualified as witnesses. But that doesn't mean that gambling is an acceptable activity. Over the centuries, most Jewish moralists have strongly condemned gambling as an unhealthy and potentially dangerous activity. As far as too many people know, gambling can become addictive and lead to devastating personal tragedy. One interesting example. Rabbi Leon of Modena was one of the greatest Torah scholars of the 17th century. At the age of 14, he wrote a treatise on the evils of gambling. But in his autobiography that he wrote later in life, he describes how he began playing games of chance on the holiday of Chanukah when he was 23 years old, and he developed an addiction to gambling that he struggled with for the remainder of his life. He ended up gambling away his daughter's dowries, and he went very, very heavily into debt. And while his addiction threatened his rabbinic career, it fortunately never ruined it totally. He often managed to control his compulsion, but he had many tragedies, many personal tragedies in life, and that repeatedly drove him back to the card table. And even when gambling does not descend into full-blown addiction, it is clearly a frivolous pursuit that wastes precious time from life. The Holy Kutzker Rebbe, Reb Menachem Mendel Morgenstern of Kutsk, used to say that the problem with sin is not so much that it's wrong. He said the problem is we don't have time. There are so many truly important things that we are meant to accomplish in life, such as working on perfecting our character traits. Some of our sages say that the entire purpose we're in this life is to perfect our negative character traits. And if we're not doing that, then we don't even need to be in this world. We're wasting our lives. As well, doing kindness and helping other people, studying Torah and fulfilling the commandments of the Torah, praying and meditating, working on our relationship with God and seeking to get closer to Him, and investing in our relationships with our family and friends. There are so many incredibly important things in life that we should be devoting our time to. Life is short, and wasting it is sinful. The Torah tells us in the book of Vayikra, Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 11, don't steal. Don't steal. And again, the Kutzker Rebbe says that this includes stealing from yourself. What does it mean to steal from yourself? And what it includes, clearly, is wasting moments of life. Time is the increment of life. And when we waste time, we're literally stealing life from ourselves. The Torah teaches in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 2, Kedoshim tihiyu, you shall be holy. We should seek in life to live holy lives. Gambling is clearly not compatible with this directive to be a holy people. Rabbi Yisrael Meir HaKohen of Radin, the great Chafetz Chaim, one of the leading rabbis, the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, he would say that he who values their soul will stay far, far away from gambling.